When you were doing Bible studies at school, scripture or divinity, whatever you called it, you will remember the story of Elijah. Elijah, the prophet of God, and there was a drought over the land. And he prayed that the drought should end. And suddenly he saw in the distance a cloud no bigger than a man's hand. And the cloud got bigger and bigger, and the rain came, and the drought was ended, and the prophets and priests of Baal were made to look remarkably foolish. Now, is this what's happening with the Prime Minister today? Has he provided us Tories, with the cloud no bigger than a man's hand? And are the prophets of Baal, the socialists, about to be made to look remarkably foolish? Because for a while, up until fairly recently, with our high tax burden and costly green policies, it seemed as though Britain was destined to a tax and spend, low-growth economy with a socialist government in the offing. But a few weeks ago, a shift seemed to occur. It began with the Prime Minister's announcement to delay the ban on new petrol and diesel cars, on oil and gas boilers, indeed expanding production in the North Sea and removing costly greenhouse regulations. But there's more. About a week before the party conference, Jeremy Hunt announced plans to tackle the 5.4 million working-age out-of-work benefit recipients. And at the conference, the Chancellor announced a freeze on civil service jobs, which I'm delighted to say he's been criticised for by the Civil Service Union, the FDA, who said it was straight out of the Rees-Mogg playbook. Jolly good. And today, the Prime Minister has taken the bold decision, difficult decision, to scrap the northern leg of HS2. And this is the right decision because it's saving taxpayers' money. It's not being wasteful, and it's not going along with an old and tired consensus. And these are the steps on the path to election victory next year. The way to win the election and solving British woes is what I said at the Monday's growth rally and on this programme later. It's cutting taxes, it's supply-side reforms, deregulation, boosting growth. And to cut taxes, we need to cut spending. We can't just run endless deficits. HS2 is expected to cost over £100 billion upon completion. Today's decision apparently saves £36 billion before you add on any further overruns, which there are bound to have been. We currently have nearly 100,000 more civil servants than we did in 2015-16. The blob has a proclivity to expand, and that comes with a cost. Freezing recruitment will save you, taxpayers, money, and an integral part of growing the economy is getting Britons back to work. And so the benefit reforms are crucial. And Rishi Sunak highlighted these in his speech to getting our economy growing. But we've also got to make life better for consumers and put consumers first. Net zero reforms we need to have because they were just going to make life so costly for consumers. We know about electric cars being £20,000 at least, heat pumps £15,000. Pushing these back until the technology is better and the prices are lower will save you and me thousands of pounds. So it seems that the Prime Minister is looking to cut spending, paving the way for tax cuts, reforming net zero, which, along with reforming our benefit system, will allow the economy to grow. And actually, we haven't been doing too badly so far. Anyway, the revisions from the Office of National Statistics show that we outgrew France, Germany and Japan since the pandemic. And as the Prime Minister rightly said, this was because of Brexit. It's good news, and it'll be what wins the Conservatives the next election if it carries on and if we have more of it.